What's up, party people? Welcome back to another video, and yes, I know, optional side quest I could have completed between last video and this video was getting a female impregnated and having a mini blaster daster, but that would make no sense on the topic of today's video because today we're talking about homosexuality. Now, if you're asking what homosexuality is, you're probably either way too young to be watching this video or you're from a different country, so I'll explain it really quickly. Homosexuality is basically when you like somebody of the same gender or you're under the LGBTQIA+ umbrella. With that being said, yes, I am one of those individuals who fall under that umbrella, and I've never really talked about it or shown it on the internet before. I mean, it really isn't hard to figure out if you follow me on Instagram or have looked at my Discord bio for 1 second, but yeah. I figured this video is going to be the video to admit that on because this is the video that talks about stuff that relates to that subject. Anywho, the two YouTubers who fall into today's video topic are Snag and Kaionroblox. These two room temperature IQ individuals think it's okay to garner views off the LGBTQIA+ community by acting gay. They've posted multiple videos clickbaiting and saying I'm gay, or Snag is my boyfriend, or Kai is my boyfriend, and I went to the internet, I went to Reddit, and I went to Discord servers and I asked, what are my friends' opinions on this? And here are the results. First, I did make a burner Reddit account to ask an r/LGBT if it was okay for them to be doing this, and the result I got was generally just no. Then we have Discord, where I did ask in an LGBTQ server and a furry server if it was okay for them to be acting like this, and the responses I got were it's kind of weird or just straight up no. It really doesn't matter what they do in a different community because everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but to fake something potentially life-changing like being gay or part of the LGBTQIA+ community, where it could literally throw you down a path of hate or a path of enlightenment, is completely out of the realm. That is super disrespectful, and they should have never done this in the first place. I don't know who thought of this or why they thought it was a good idea, but there's multiple DMs of them just saying it was for views, and it's outright disrespectful and a spit to the LGBTQ community. For this next part, I am going to outright steal it from OG Dex, but here's his YouTube channel. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel if you can. This is where this video idea came from. This is where I learned about this topic, but as you can see, here's the screenshots and evidence and proof of his montage that he made that I don't feel like editing, of them just saying it was for views, it was for money, it was funny, and they had it as a big joke. Not only did they say it was a joke, but they also said it was a social experiment, which is a pathetic excuse. I would have never thought of this one in a million years. I mean, how dumb do you think the internet is? Anybody with a cognitive brain function can figure out that you're just saying this to cover your own ass after you got called out by Dex. Instead of silently accepting the fact that it was for clickbait and what you did was wrong, you jumped the gun and started calling one of my best friends homophobic and rude. Now let me tell you, I've been friends with Dex for the better part of 5 years, and I would even go as far to call him one of my best friends. Now that would not be the case if he was homophobic or rude or racist or anything in that order that would bring me into a negative light. The comment he made in the clip that you guys used wasn't even geared in homophobic nature to begin with. He made a simile, saying that he was like you, but he actually had a girlfriend and wasn't faking being in a relationship for views. Kai stated they were doing this for the people who didn't feel accepted or felt extradited from the Murder Mystery 2 community because it was so toxic. If that's the case, then Kai, why did you 6 months ago call me a stupid faggot in Roblox voice chat and then proceed to leave the server? I'm now in the editing phase of this video, and Snagmm2 left a comment on Dex's video pretty much apologizing for everything he did. If you want to read it, it's on screen. Pause, feel free to read. To sum up his apology, he basically said that he was sorry for everything he did, and he wasn't thinking in the right mind space when he sent those messages, and the moderators took the screenshots of all his messages, and he was averaging 50,000 views per video, and he was making good money off of it, and blah 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 blah. Claims that he's too young to understand everything because he's almost 16 years old, but I think 15 years old, you have the cognitive brain function to figure out what is right and wrong. To further put the nail in the coffin for Snagmm2, I later asked him for a short interview asking his opinions regarding this entire situation, and he said he wanted to be left out of it and forget about it. Something like this doesn't just go away, it'll take a pretty long time for people to forget. I mentioned earlier that this was the final nail in the coffin for Snagmm2, but for Kai, he is already 6 feet underground because he has done so much shit that is irreversible to his past and his reputation. It's not even funny. To start off, he did scam 2,000 USD off of limited selling and buying. He's blatantly homophobic, blatantly racist, and just makes fun of ethnic groups and people in general. For somebody like you to say Dex shouldn't have a social platform to call people like you out on is absolutely hypocritical, and you should not have a social platform in the first place. Who made you popular? Who are you? And just leave. With that all being said, I have said my piece, I have put my 2 cents in the change jar, and you guys can conversate about it nicely in the comments below. Anyway, I'm Blaster Daster, like and subscribe. I'll probably post more videos in the future and come out of my hiatus, but guys, gals, whatever, have a great day.